National Aviary is a zoo dedicated exclusively to birds. There are about 600 birds of about 200 different species here. For the photo shoot, we're setting up in two of our large free flight rooms. We have our Wetlands of the Americas ecosystem that is mostly birds from Central and South America. And then we have our tropical forest ecosystem, which is a large free flight room with birds all over Asia and Africa. So we're hoping that using some of the training that we've done where we've trained them to come down and take food out of visitors' hands, we'll be able to get them to fly in front of the white backdrop. It's a little tricky because lights and cameras are scary to birds because they don't know what's a predator and what's not. So we're kind of relying on our positive relationships that we've built with them to try and coerce them to come down and take a treat so that Andrew can get some photographs. The training that they do is all positive reinforcement training. When a bird does something we want it to do, it gets a treat, its favorite treat, whether it's a grape or a piece of mouse in the case of an owl, or we call those Mises pieces. If a bird were to do something we don't want it to do, we don't try and do anything to punish them. Instead, we just ignore the behavior. It doesn't take long for them to figure out that, if I do this, I get treats, if I do that, I get ignored. And that increases the likelihood that they're going to perform the behavior again. So for a lot of our birds, we flew them back and forth in front of the white backdrop first, because that's a behavior that they know really well. So we started out with that for a lot of birds, and then they were a little more comfortable and we were able to get them to pose on a table or on a perch for portrait shots. We were able to get them to fly at the camera or away from the camera, things that they're not so used to doing. We've never done anything of this scale. When Alex called us, I was a little unsure at first because we do get a lot of requests like this on a regular basis, most of which we can't accommodate. But when Alex mentioned Andrew's name, it sounded familiar to me, and he mentioned the name of the book Creature, and I thought, we have that book in our gift shop. I ran down to the gift shop, ripped the plastic cover off of it, looked through it, and the photographs are just phenomenal. So from a purely selfish standpoint, these birds are like my kids. I wanted these pictures of our birds so that I could have them personally. We got some really good shots, I think.